What's up guys, this week's main event we have Thiago Santos taking on Jamahal Hill. This is an excellent fight which is sure to end inside the distance. But before we get into it guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. Alright guys, we're going to start with Thiago Santos here because we're going to be talking about a guy that fought Jon Jones with 2 blown out knees and has fought pretty much everyone in the division, has knocked out a lot of good guys here, but is coming into this one losing 4 out of his last 5 fights. The only win in that 5 fights, a decision win against Johnny Walker, which isn't aging particularly well, especially after his opponent in this one, Jamahal Hill, knocked him out inside a few minutes, and it was one of the best knockouts I've seen. Knocking out standing, just complete tree falling, hit the cage and gone. So he's been in the UFC guys since 2013, that tough second series of Brazil, and he's knocked out people like Jan Blachowicz, he's knocked out Anthony Smith, he's knocked out some ridiculous good guys, Jimmy Manuwa, Jack Hermansson. There's some elite level names in this list and he's just blitzed through them. It's a different time though. Since that Jon Jones fight, he hasn't looked the same, he hasn't looked his explosive self. Where would you say his talents lie and all his wins lie? It's that explosive, dynamic striking and the power. It's just power. He can explode 0 to 100 in a second, and that is how he connected with you. He's not a great mover, he sort of plods along. He starts off kind of loose in the first few minutes and then eases into the fights. As I say, he's lost that power, that real spark to do damage, and he used to do his best work pressing forward on the opponents, backing him up against the cage, but whether it's the step up in competition, which you can't really claim because he fought Jon Jones and was pressing forward against Jon with 2 blown out knees, I think it's something else. It might be his age, considering he's nearly, he's a couple of years or 40 years old now. He's not done his best work in most recent years, most recent fights, and it's because he's taking step backs. His back is against the cage, especially against Ankalaev. Ankalaev really pieced him up for the majority of that fight, and when he did have success against Ankalaev, it wasn't anything to do with the striking, to be honest. It was more to do with the takedowns and the grappling aspect, which no one suspected. Thiago Santos has really got to change his mindset for this fight, in my opinion, because Jamahal Hill is looking incredible. So Jamahal Hill, since winning his fight on the Contender Series, has only lost once in the UFC. I think maybe lost once overall as well, and that was to Paul Craig, where he got absolutely manhandled by a pull guard of Paul Craig. Triangle choked, but wasn't going for the triangle, so snapped his arm and then hammer fist and elbowed him into oblivion. Floppy fish arm Jamahal Hill was not a good look, and it did expose his grappling credentials. He is a southpaw, he moves really decently, stalks opponents, cuts off angles really well, but he doesn't use volume or set up any of his shots, which is always an issue for me, which is why I actually thought Johnny Walker might do really well against him. And he was doing really well until he just got clipped on the temple. Jamahal Hill needs to set up these shots against Thiago Santos. If he just keeps throwing these looping shots over the top, I think Thiago, even at his staleness right now of where he's not pressing forward, not being as explosive as we've seen him previously, I don't think that's enough to get someone like Thiago Santos. I think he's far too intelligent. He's gone the distance, he's gone 5 rounds multiple times. We know Thiago Santos has a good gas tank. Jamahal Hill has gone to the decision once, slowed down dramatically. I don't think he's prepared for 5 rounds as much as Thiago Santos is. I think this is a big step up from Johnny Walker, Thiago Santos. Even though Johnny Walker, went 5 rounds in a competitive fight with Thiago, it was a very weird, lackluster fight. So for me guys, I do think Jamahal Hill has to set up those overhands this time. I mean, the key to his victory here is that left high kick really off-balanced Thiago Santos in this. Thiago Santos has to be explosive and counter-shot him, because if he's on the back foot, as I suspect he will be. He's been on the back foot his multiple fights. Jamahal Hill likes to stalk opponents. I fully see here Thiago Santos counter-striking. I don't see Jamahal Hill being backed up unless he's hurt. I think if he's counter-striking, he has to just explode out of that. Because if he's allowing Jamahal Hill to stalk him and set up that giant overhand right, he can knock out anybody. He really can. He's called Sweet Dreams for a reason. He's got some serious power. Even though he's got the worst chest tattoo I've ever seen in my life, the guy has serious power. And if you watched back the video I did about the Johnny Walker Jamahal Hill, I didn't give him enough credit, I don't think. I really overpassed it, and I thought Johnny Walker was going to deal with him pretty decisively. I still think Jamahal Hill is not that top tier light heavyweight, but he's still early in his career, to be honest with you. Thiago Santos is at the end of his career, but he's got 23 fights, I think, in the UFC. He is an absolute veteran of the game. Very underappreciated as well, considering how far he got, I think. Lately, been on a really bad run. This, stylistically, is probably quite a good fight for Thiago Santos to explode out. He's not going to get out-volumed here. He's not really going to get out-grappled by someone like Jamahal Hill. I think you might even see Thiago Santos use a bit of the clinch work and grappling here. So I am going to go with Thiago Santos, guys. I think Thiago Santos is actually going to finish Jamahal Hill inside those 5 rounds. I don't see Jamahal Hill going 5 rounds with him. I might be slagging off Jamahal Hill a little too much here because he has got some serious power, and I do think he has opportunities to win this fight. I still think there's something in Thiago Santos that I'm not ready to give up on yet, though. So I am going Thiago Santos, guys. Head and heart moment for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the fight, guys. Cheers.